into this game. Currently sitting 13th on the overall, but a fantastic last game puts them in a right position to have 2 more bangers, and they could be finding themselves in top 7 looking at day number 2. Let's get ready to get this next match started though, Enigma, because we brought in some new teams in the last game. We saw some new rotations, some new drop spots, some new aggression coming out from some of our squads. Now that some of the heavy hitters have made an exit, but let's get ready to drop on in, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I can't wait for you guys to see this zone, because let me tell you what, in the words of professionals, it's bad.
Oh, it's a dragger all the way up to one side, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see it in just a second. But I'll tell you something, 5 Fears, they've had a couple of difficulties so far. If they don't manage to profit from this one, I don't know what we're doing, but then again, they're going to be contested heavily off towards Stronghold. We've got EXO Esports in the vicinity, as well as the Gentlemates all deciding to scrap it out, and there's very good reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. If we don't get a circle finishing here, I don't know what the hell the podcast is telling us.
But here's the thing, Enigma. It's not all of the Gentlemates, it's only 2, because the final player in Hollow, he's on literally the opposite side of the map, over in Bio, just by himself. That's there. And 5 Fears, they thought they were going to be getting Stronghold for free. Nope, not the case. EXO Esports, they were dropping a Stronghold here as well. Maybe looking like, hey, we think that we can take 5 Fears down. We think we can take this fight early, but I don't think they were expecting to find the little French demon Enkyo running amok.
No, absolutely not. But now you've got to fight this EXO Esports squad. We've got H-Mood, the local here in Riyadh, trying to provide protection from the top tower. Spots Gromlok rolling below, and some great shots will catch him on the rotation. And Enkyo also found and dealt with by Penguin. So that then will have to reset the Gentlemates and their fight and their quest so far to get themselves into this tournament. It's not been a strong day 1 for them. EXO Esports, who've also had their own difficulties, they now have 5 Fears coming back at them. Big man gets the initial damage. Can you slide out and find this? Well, the protection coming on over the top, I've got to assume is from Penguin up there towards the right, doing just enough to keep his teammate alive, as they do lose 1 in the fight. So a bit of a reset, a bit of a go again. And H-Mood, he's looking good from this top tower. If he can continue protecting his boys down low, they're going to do well. Scythe and Big Man fall yet again. 5 Fears being absolutely sent packing.
Yeah, you lose 1 player very early on, but it's not a big, huge deal, right? You have the other players who back on up. Khmud and Notrius do a great job of just kind of looking over a couple of your teammates there. You can see Anxiety has backed on up, just trying to slide around this picket booth, stay alive. Not going to be able to, so for EXO, they do a great job. They sort of win this fight at Stronghold. Gentlemates, they got active a little bit, and they kind of get a couple kills that go on in, and next thing you know, hey, we see a little bit of a different sort of style. Now, my only worry with the Gentlemates, having 2 players land here, die, and then go all the way back to bioweapons, is when we took a look at this zone, it literally cuts off halfway through prison. They have a fat rotation they have to try and make. And for 5 Fears, well, looks like they are still trying to hold on to this location.
Yeah, scrambling bit by bit, piece by piece, being pulled apart here. H-Mood going to get on the aggressor, trying to find his way up and into this fight. It's not clean, it's not tidy, but you're there. You get one of your boys being knocked, you're there to instantly find the trade though, so it's enough. 5 Fears will continue to be in this region, but honestly, it's actually going to be VKA looking at this, considering rotating in and finding themselves another early rotation to build off the strategies that found them a win in map 7. H-Mood's just going to hold this top tower for now, continue to dish out a little bit of damage, and 5 Fears, well, Anxiety, you're dealt with, you're cut down. Your boys will be here, but I don't know how much longer.
Yeah, I love that this battle's going on at Stronghold, but maybe let's go ahead, let's take a look what else is happening elsewhere on the map, because with basically half of this map immediately being out of zone, we know how much has to be happening elsewhere that's going on here. I saw Gabe Kuhn in the kill feed doing a nice little trick, bringing himself on down with the Molotov so he could keep the loadout alive for his teams. We can see Gentlemates after that having to regain back at bioweapons. We can see them moving on this sort of northern side of the map as well as they're starting to get their way on in. They're not going to be the only teams that are there as well. You got 1 member of Inner Circle behind them, just kind of hanging on out. Virtus.pro, they've made their way onto the inside of the prison courtyard. So surprisingly, for such a drastic circle pull, we haven't really seen as many of the, I guess, rotation fights that we would normally come to expect.
No, an interesting one that has happened early though for me. Rock Esports will be the first team to fall. So you end up in a situation where they've had so much dominance of prison, you end up in a spot where so many squads have to rotate through there, and I think they just get overwhelmed in the end.
Yes.
Enkyo here, up high, in a fight against noobs. Out goes the flash. It does connect for now. And, well, a couple of snakes, a couple of pop-ups will come through. And NKO just going to back down for a second. He doesn't have support. That's the big question here. Smoke's going to try and allow him to escape out the backside. Noobs reads that, tries to push up, doesn't find the timing. Gromlock will find Sage in the feed, so this fight will continue. Gromlock also finds Teeny. Bray dies to FIFA kill. So the inner circle, they're wiped out of here. Of course, a lovely story at the minute, but it's not been a great back-to-back set of games so far.
No, I think that circle kind of maybe threw away their plan just a little bit, did not let them establish themselves where they really wanted to. But I got to give some credit to Virtus.pro, right? They get pushed out of their POI very, very early. We saw them have some absolute dominance from that location in that last game. So now that they have to do something a little bit different, that they have to adapt. Looks like they are still successful, and they're still looking A-OK. 100 Thieves, they're doing a great job. They're still hanging out here at control. Let's go ahead. Let's take a listen in with 100 Thieves.
He's knocked. Okay, not stopping. Okay. Let's get boat. I'm going back to tunnel. We got a lot. We're finding. Yeah, watch the tunnel. Plus 20. Tunnel side. Yeah, watch top tower. Yeah, it's the top tower. Teammate 3. He's top 3 boat. Top 3 boat. Yeah. I still have bro, dude. Yeah, we need money. We can start looting. Dude, we can get a lot of kills from like kids flying in, bro. Should I try and grab this recon? Yeah. Yeah, grab it. Okay. Water right here too. Could get a UA. Jeez. What up, holy. Yeah, we could loot up. Another one flying. Can we get angles? I do not have angles right now. 3, 2, 1. Flash it down. Crack. I cut the right, plus 20. Absolute. One ball, water. Absolute. Yep. We're both shooting 2 different kids. That's all. I'm just looting up right now. We do have enough for advance. On the fire soil, yeah. Yeah, we just got to play for that fire soil advance.
Seems like it was a little bit of a slight miscomm on some of those players flying on in, but more importantly, though, I like the strategy.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that they're slowing it down. Let's find some money. Let's set ourselves up for the later game, play around the recon. I don't mind it at all. We've seen so many teams try and just punch their way in through various POIs and be cut down early. 100 Thieves refusing to fold to that, keeping themselves locked on the final objective, and that is to work their way systematically across the map. Move over. We'll see Novo in trouble here as Javi's cut down by Big Man. Somehow Fine Feet is still in this fight despite all the struggles earlier on. Never mind, Vortex will deal a blow that turns it into a little bit of a 2v2. Slide on out, Sight's gonna be here, and Volcom trapped between a rock and a hard place. Well, truly, Vortex will finish that. A couple of kills in the feed as well for EXO Esports. So we are seeing that squad of Movistar Koi in trouble. Just one player remaining for them. Anxiety trying to hold on here in Stronghold. This battle just back and forth all over the place. 3 teams scrambling over it. That circle's going to let us know where we're going off to next. At best, you're going to be between Stronghold and Living Quarters. So these fights down here, very important.
Listen, I ain't Rebirth Island without a little bit of a stimmy shimmy, that's for sure. Able to play your life, get on out of there, which is huge because you're able to stay alive long enough to get your teammate back on in. You can see Anxiety is here. Big Man gonna go ahead, get his feet on the ground. But in the middle of that whole battle, you know what I did see? It's still Hamoud at top of the satellite tower, raining it down from above, still being able to find those picks. So EXO Esports, seemingly they figured out the Stronghold strategy, which is basically take a page out of the Falcons book. Go ahead, hold it on down, especially when you get zone, and just look over all of this entire area. Take your picks where you can. They want to be able to play down here, but a number of other teams, they want to play from that top side as well, splitting a map in about half and half right now. So while these teams battle it out down here, you can have the whole other half of the lobby up on top. And for the time being, well, Novo, you're basically just trying to get as many kills as you possibly can. 2 teammates eliminated. We are still a little bit away from Resurgence being disabled, but we are missing 4 teams.
You're right to make the call about the Resurgence still being up, but not for much longer. Vision Esports, they recognize an opportunity to third party this situation. They swarm. That's going to be shot in the back by Dongi, and Sage as well gets spotted up high. So Vision Esports aware that they're being contested right now. FIFA kill guiding the sniper rifle over the wrong side of that fight. And will instead decide to push forward, find Scum in and AG Global. Or, well, I will tentatively say wipe, because that thing's life was a couple of times, but I think we are good to call that one. Scum wasn't expecting that, I don't think, and ended up being cut down at the moment where he probably wishes he'd just stayed up in the fight. Movistar Koi, they're still alive. They're in this Living Quarters as well, next to be contested by Vision Esports as they think about the push, but it's trying to break this down. You do have the numbers in a 3v2, but you got to play this together.
I think if you are Vision right now, you're doing what you can. Try and break this trophy system. Do what you can to make sure that you can throw all of your ordnance up through this window, but there's really only one way on in to this building, unless you have somebody who wants to try and hit this nice little hop up on the outside. But I think for the time being, they realize saying, hey, it isn't worth us trying to throw some life away to just get a couple more kills on the board. On this top side, though, take a look at this. Virtus.pro, they've moved on up towards headquarters, and it's going to be Aizen and Kazu actually find noobs in the meantime. And for 100 Thieves, they've gone ahead. They've spent all of their money. We heard them talking in that listening about grabbing an advanced UAV, and that is going to be so crucial for them once this zone pulls on how they want to go ahead and try and play it. They have a pretty wide open cut down into this zone, and we can see them. They're rotating all through the bottom side. We have Gamax all out in the water as a team. EXO Esports holding the satellite. A number of trios just picking their POI, picking their power position, and they do not want to move.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, if I'm EXO Esports, I'm a little bit nervous because yours is on the edge of the circle, so likely going to be you moved on shortly. Living Quarters teams as well are going to have to consider that rotation in. It is probably going to be the squads that are holding themselves in these mid-buildings. That is Squad 11, also known as Novo Esports, and of course the 5 Fears, who, for me, relatively central zone, probably feeling best about their POIs.
Sure.
But, I mean, kills-wise right now, a couple coming through for 100 Thieves as they navigate their way down. But all teams right now kind of trying to assess the route. They're giving a bit of breathing room.
I think 100 Thieves has a realization that VP is above them. They would love to be able to take out a strong team like that in this lobby, get some more kills on the side. And it might be easy when we have VKA holding top green. They have their sights set on Virtus.pro as well. Damage going in from across. You can see Blast, he gets the knock on this good for the full. And already it's just Donkey, last one alive. Blast currently on 9, getting a little bit back to the form that we have seen him do through the qualifiers and through recent events. Really starting to feel himself, really starting to have that confidence that we know and love coming out of him. It's just Dongi alive. Can he manage to get inside this building? It looks like he's able to. As you can see in your top left corner here, folks, let's watch where that zone pulls on over.
Kazu's the linchpin here for me because he's in a spot where we can look over anyone rotating through this area, so he could be a real problem for multiple teams. They are going to have to rotate away soon. Mobstock quite positioning themselves down beneath. Also got one play out towards the shoreline just in case of late rotators. But this spot here, this VKA location, is the one that's caused so many other teams problems, and 100 Thieves over the far side, giving them the room, set themselves up center zone instead. As that circle tells us exactly where we're going to go. My friend, it is out in the open as much as you could possibly hope for. This will turn into a bloodbath real soon.
I think the only people who are set up for this is 100 Thieves. They're kind of right on the edge of it. They can gatekeep this VKA squad. Donkey finally gets dropped from Virtus.pro. They could hold out Movistar Koi. They can hold out VKA if they want to. And if they're able to do that, they just turn their sights down below at all of these teams down here at Stronghold. Finally, EXO Esports, they start to make the move. They hop on down, being above Novo. Just laying in wait. Do you start to make this movement forward? On the other side, there's a lot of teams that are starting to move as well. You can see Movistar Koi going clamp. He's good for a nice little two-piece as he finds it. Team Vision on the other side. 5 Fears, they are hanging on as well. Great shots across the way. Notria is going to hit that stim. Tries to reset the health regen. Maybe you can play from a different angle. On to Big Man. A beautiful play from Notrius to find a member of 5 Fears, cut them down, and we are at that point where if you're getting knocked now, guess what? You're not coming back in unless it's bot.
The zone pull's outrageous, by the way. It's right into Stronghold, pulling off towards this bottom corner where Vision Esports had actually set themselves up, and they've still got all 3 members. Needed a couple of revives, but you've actually managed to find the kill onto Anxiety. Blast finishes off what's left of VKA, so the 100 Thieves are still holding the high ground. Got to find their way across. However, you lose a couple of bodies if you are Vision Esports, and that could well destabilize your defensive hold later on. It's a bloodbath. It's all over the feed. It's Novo Esports being eliminated. Gamax are here to join the party. We're down to our top 6 teams, but pretty much everybody is in bits and pieces except for EXO.
Yeah, if ELOM can get Sukra back up, that is huge. But 100 Thieves, they've made a fast rotation. They want to get a little bit active. They're still up as a 3, and Lennon, he's still alive and kicking. He's still in the kill feed. He's currently sitting on 6 right now. And I think they're just looking to hold the smite little corner of the Stronghold. 5 teams remain as Blast finds sight. 5 Fears finally get some points on the board, and it's a great angle for Blast. Swings out onto the outside. 12 kills to Rasim's name. He's looking to make it even more.
Gabe Kuhn and Skull go on the hunt, and they find all of EXO Esports. 2 high, 1 low, squeezing, throttling, and suffocating anybody in their path. Vision Esports, though, they'll actually find Gabe. And Lennon and Echo are here to join the party for sure. 3 teams left, only 4 players, though.
Heavy Skullface, he's just trying to do what he can, but Nanos goes huge! It's a double kill on the Echo and Lennon! Just like that, we get down to a final 1v1. It's Skullface, it's Nanos, 100 Thieves! We were looking for them to get on the leaderboard. Finally, they do it. A monumental game from Blast, showing everybody that they are the team we expected them to be.
It's the rotation. It's the way that they find themselves from that far side up near Living quarters into the stronghold fight. What they do is they just kind of tuck themselves in towards the rocks and then hug that southern wall, slipping basically through the side of the building, through that alleyway that so many people kind of forget exists, and they're just finding a couple of free kills on the backside that allows them then to get on the aggression late on once there's bits and pieces of other teams. It's just a wonderful job from 100 Thieves. That composure that we talked about earlier, when we got that listening, we said they're controlling the situation.